Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Talking High Performance with Belle. For those of you who are new here, my name is Belle. I'm a high performance coach, speaker, author, mum of four, and someone who is incredibly passionate about helping people elevate the way they think, lead, live, and perform. And today's conversation is one I think so many people need, because I believe that life presents opportunities to us constantly, but most people never see them because of fear, overthinking, and comfort that sometimes gets louder than possibility. And I want to talk to you about that today, because one of the saddest things is when people convince themselves that they've missed their chance for too many reasons. They're too old, they're too late, it could be the wrong timing, it could feel too risky, it could be too hard. And eventually they stop looking for opportunities altogether because disappointment feels safer than hope. But if you look hard enough, I believe the opportunities are everywhere. And the difference with a high performer is they move when other people hesitate. And I was reminded of this in my own life recently when we received an off-market opportunity for a property. And it was an opportunity that presented itself that gave us the opportunity to either lean in or lean out. And it came unexpectedly. And sure, parts felt uncomfortable. It felt uncertain, even a little bit risky and a little bit scary. But that's exactly how opportunities often arise. They're not always wrapped in certainty. They're often wrapped in discomfort. And at surface level, the decisions we need to make don't always seem easy. But often, if we think enough, if we listen to our intuition and then follow and look for the opportunity, quite often these opportunities are wrapped in possibility and they're wrapped in hope. And that's what high performance is. It's what separates the top 15% of movers in the world. The ability to say yes and lean in when most people would say no. And it's that ability to shift from feeling stuck to creating movement. And I think that's where so many people hand away ownership of their life because they keep waiting for this certainty before they move. But certainty rarely comes first. It's movement that comes first. And that's huge because victim thinking often sounds logical. I'll wait, or maybe later, or now's not the right time for me, or I'll wait until I feel more confident. But it's these exact thoughts that quietly keep people stuck for years. And eventually, people wake up one day frustrated because life didn't change. And they forgot that they were the ones that stopped moving, and they were the ones not open enough to possibility. And they were the ones lacking curiosity to look at situations differently. And I want people listening today to think about this. Opportunities are not always obvious. Sometimes they're disguised. They could be disguised as discomfort, as growth, as uncertainty, as a hard conversation, as a decision they need to make, as a feeling of pressure, as extra responsibility. But it's often those moments that become the very things that change our lives. And I think people miss incredible opportunities because they spend more time looking for guarantees rather than backing themselves. Because your next level often requires courage before confidence. And if you want to make progress, if you want to reach your goals, then that required movement is required. And life rewards movement, not reckless movement, but intentional movement. It could be one decision, one conversation, one application, one opportunity. It could be one moment where you stop waiting and you finally trust yourself. Because every time you move, every time you build evidence, evidence builds confidence. And that's why high performers think differently. Instead of asking, what if it goes wrong? They ask, what if this changes my life? And that's the question that creates momentum. So you don't need more certainty before you move. You just need to move and trust in yourself more. And that's the difference. Most people wait for life to feel safe, whereas high performers lean in when life feels uncomfortable because they know that that's when they grow. And they know that growth rarely feels convenient. So we need to stop waiting for the perfect timing. And we need to start recognizing opportunities before fear talks you out of them. And you need to start backing yourself before you feel fully ready and stop waiting for certainty before taking action. So today I'd love you to think about this. Where in your life have you stopped seeing opportunities because fear became louder than possibility? Or where have you convinced yourself that it's too late? Or where are you waiting for certainty instead of backing yourself? Because maybe the opportunity you've been waiting for is already sitting in front of you. And maybe your next level begins the moment you stop hesitating and you move. So thank you so much for being here with me today. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who needs this reminder. And until next time, live a successful, purposeful, and fully charged life every day. Your coach, Belle.